breaking down the wide receiver position battle. We got a lot of wide receivers. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, today we are breaking down the wide receiver position. Got a lot of wide receivers to talk about. A good amount of wide receivers to talk about. But before we jump into that, I got to talk about two things real quick. Real quick, promise. First and foremost, Angel, pop up a picture. He's grabbed himself some DDW merch. If you want, that is linked below. I appreciate it more than anything. Little behind the scenes on the DDW merch. I'm working on getting some other styles and stuff. I'm getting art done. I'm going to do different merch for you guys. I go through Teespring. And Teespring, you have to set a minimum amount of money to have these things done. Because I don't make them myself. You know, I set them to Teespring. They literally do everything. They produce it. They ship it out. Yada, yada. And I have it set... so that I make, I think, off of each of these t-shirts, hoodies, whatever, I try to make the price so low for you guys that I make like 50 cents off of these shirts. So I just want to thank you guys for everyone who goes out and grabs these DDW merch t-shirts and hoodies, because I'm not getting anything from it, but you are helping by doing that, by just wearing it. That's putting the name out there. So I appreciate you guys. I want to give you a little insight on that, because it's ridiculous doing merch. If you ever see some people, you know, like Logan Paul and stuff, and you're like, oh, I want to grab the hoodie, and you see his hoodie's like $60, it's because he wants that cheddar. But Angel, thank you so much, brother, for grabbing yourself some DDW merch. The other last thing I want to talk about before we jump into this camp battle, Tyreek Hill's podcast. Tua Tagovailoa will be on the podcast this Thursday, the 30th at 7 o'clock. So I will be making a video later. So expect the video to come out probably like 10, 11 o'clock reacting to this podcast, because it's going to be a really good one. So just give you a heads up. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill's podcast. Going to be awesome, and I'm going to react to it. That'll be out Thursday night. And that's what I got for you. So let's jump into this camp battle for wide receivers. So we've done quarterback. We've done running backs. I am going to get to the fullbacks. There's two fullbacks that we need to talk about. But I'm talking wide receivers. I'll pop them up. There is 11 wide receivers on the team right now. Lynn Bowden Jr., Cody Core, River Craycraft, Devontae Dedman, Eric Izukoma. I'm just going to mess it up. Tyreek Hill, Braylon Sanders, Trent Sherfield, Jalen Waddle, Preston Williams, and Cedric Wilson Jr. So we're going to talk about these Mamma Jams and talk about the battles, kind of talk about who's the odd man out, who's trying to compete to make the roster. Obviously, it's going to, in my opinion, the obvious three starters here are Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Cedric Wilson Jr. These guys are just, you know, do I need to talk about Tyreek Hill? Like, do I need to go in depth talking stats about Tyreek Hill? He's had over 1,000 yards 4 out of his 6 seasons in the NFL. I don't think I really need to talk about Tyreek Hill too much, especially because I did the film breakdown. You guys loved it, reacting to Kurt Warner, so there will be a part 2. Part 2 will be out probably later this week or maybe tomorrow. So, yeah, not much to talk about Tyreek Hill. Same thing with Jalen Waddle, first-round pick. Rookie, NFL rookie reception record with 104. Anquan Bolden had the record at 101. He's also the Miami Dolphins rookie receiving record with 1,015, surpassing Chris Chambers with 883. And then we have Cedric Wilson Jr. I do need to talk about him a little bit, though, because he is being kind of not brushed aside, But he is not being talked about as much because of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But people are really underestimating the signing of Cedric Wilson Jr. Now, with the Cowboys last year, he only had 45 receptions, 602 yards, 6 touchdowns, 13.4 yards a reception, 73.8% catch percentage, meaning he caught 73.8% of his catches, only dropped 3 balls out of 61 targets. Again, people are kind of not looking at him too much. Don't be surprised with this guy. He's got the speed. He can take it over the top. You give him 100 receptions, right? You see some of the top receivers in the NFL have 100-plus receiving receptions. Give him 100 receptions, and he has 1,200 receiving yards and probably about 12 touchdowns, give or take. Really good under the line pickup. Also, obviously, Eric Easy, I'm going to call him, is going to be a starter. We got those 4 starters there. He was the 4th round pick this year, and I'm hearing really good things about him. So when it comes to the position battle, it's between Lynn Bowden, Cody Core, Rivercraft, Dedman, Sanders, Sherfield, Preston Williams. It's between those guys, right? Who's going to be making impacts on special teams? Who's going to be doing their other things, right? You got Lynn Bowden Jr. We traded for him from the Raiders. Was a high draft pick for them. I think a 3rd rounder. We gave him like a 5th. Has a lot of potential. The speed, the way he could fit in this offense, has a lot of potential. And he did, in 2020 when he came in, there was a point where Tua had no starting receivers for him. He had Devontae Parker was injured. Preston Williams was injured. My brain isn't working right now. Albert Wilson was out, COVID. He took himself out. So Tua really was running with backups of backups. Like, he had no one. And Lynn Bowden was still doing his thing. Lynn Bowden, Ted Ginn, all these guys. So I'm liking that. You got Cody Core, signed to the practice squad in November of 2021. We signed him to a reserve contract in January. He was a 6th round pick with Cincinnati in 2016. He was with Cincinnati from 2016 to 2019. He was with the Giants from 2019, and then 2 years kind of hasn't done anything. So they brought him in. Craycraft. He got an orange jersey during OTA, so he was doing something well. That was during the time that Tyreek Hill kind of took his vet day and just was relaxing. Undrafted to Denver 2018, was with Denver 2018 to 2019, San Fran 2020 to 2021. Obviously, he signed with the Dolphins in February. There's that connection with San Fran, so, Mike McDaniel knows what he's getting there. Then you have Devontae Dedman, Canadian Football League signing back in January of 2022. Braylon Sanders, undrafted for the Dolphins in 2022. Trent Sherfield was undrafted by the Arizona Cardinals in 2018, was with them till 2020. Surprise, surprise, was with San Francisco last year, and then he signed with the Dolphins in March. So, again, it's between those guys. And I see guys like Braylon Sanders, Trent Sherfield, who had a few nice catches, and it was in a few videos with Tua making some nice catches. But you got like Braylon Sanders, Trent Sherfield, Devontae Dedman, River Craycraft, Cody Core. That, I'm not saying they're not going to make the team, probably be practice squad guys, but these are guys that are on an uphill battle. These are the guys that are going to be battling to make the teams. These are the guys that I'm talking about in this series I'm doing, where I'm looking at each position, trying to see where the battle is, right? Because we already know who the starting receivers are. We already know who the starting quarterback is. Kind of already know who the starting running backs are. And this is where we start to get into that competition, especially with the offensive line. There's going to be a big competition there. Not really linebackers or anywhere else. So there. And then Preston Williams. I do want to talk about Preston Williams a little bit. Undrafted in 2019. Came in during preseason, even during camp, and everyone was raving about Preston Williams. Even I was raving about Preston Williams. I was like, is this another undrafted gem that we found? Like, is this guy's good? Then he gets injured. And I'm like, all right, he's just got to, next year. And then he comes back. He was doing really well, and he gets injured. And it's like, all right, what can you do here? And then he gets injured. And it's like, if Preston Williams can just stay healthy, he can be real dangerous because we've seen it. We saw it. I think his best game was the Arizona Cardinals game. It was one of his best games. Even last year, he had a few good games, a few good catches. You see the flashes from Preston Williams. But the thing about Preston Williams is he has to stay healthy. And I don't like saying that, right? I said it about Devontae Parker. He's just got to stay healthy. Fun fact, I found this out, and Devontae Parker's not a Dolphin anymore, but I found this stat out that Devontae Parker was ranked last for the past 3 years in getting separation as a wide receiver. Man can't stay healthy. It's all about his legs. It's about his his hammies, his feet, his toes. It's all about that stuff. And if you constantly have to say, if he can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy, then that's a problem. I did it with Devontae Parker for how many years? I think he stayed healthy 1 year. I don't want to keep saying it about Preston Williams. I was surprised Preston Williams got re-signed. He needs to stay healthy. But he also has a battle going on right now because to crack the starting lineup, you have to beat out the likes of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson Jr., and our rookie, Eric Easy. And can he do it? He has the physical traits. He has the play to do it. And I could see Preston Williams making the roster. I can see Preston Williams being like the 5th receiver to make the roster. He's going to beat out some other guys, and he'll get his shot. He'll make the field, and then he'll get injured. Oh, look at Preston Williams. There you go. I like to see those catches. Oh, 50-50 ball. He catches it. Yeah, Preston Williams. And this is us on game day. Oh, I'm so happy. Week 7, boom, injured. Done for the year. And we're like, we can't rely on him. So, Preston Williams, Devontae Dedmon, River Craycraft, Cody Core, Trent Sherfield, I think I say Braylon Sanders already, and Lynn Bowden Jr. Now, I want Lynn Bowden to make it. I like the type of receiver he is, but again, it's the people ahead of you. Can you beat out the people? I haven't heard anything from Lynn Bowden during training camp. Well, it's because he's kind of rehabbing, but during OTAs. But these are the, I'm going to already make a video who to look for in training camp, what to expect. I'm starting to get the training camp videos ready. Got to hear some things from Lynn Bowden, Preston Williams. They need to make these flashes to make the roster. Because if not, Brian Flores last year stashed Lynn Bowden on the IR. He didn't need to go on IR. He stashed him on there because he's that type of player. So it's going to be very interesting. The wide receiving core, I think it's a huge 180 from what we were dealing with for the past 2 years. It's a huge 180 for what Tua Tagovailoa has had to work with for the past 2 years. Last year, he had Jalen Waddle. To me, that was his wide receiving core, was Jalen Waddle. Devontae Parker was unreliable. Albert Wilson was unreliable. It was just, that was it. That was your wide receiving core. And then you had Gesicki at tight end, who's kind of a wide receiver. 2020, it got worse because all of a sudden even Ted Ginn got injured. And then all of a sudden it's like, ooh, he's throwing to Allen Hurns. He's throwing to, Allen Hurns wasn't even there in 2020. So this is the first time that this wide receiving core is like, you're like, all right, he's got something now. Let's see the type of quarterback he can be. Let's see. But I really do. This is probably one of my favorite positions. And I'm going to make the same video where I look and see what areas worry me about the Dolphins going into 2022. Last year it was wide receivers, offensive line. And they both kind of bit us in the butt. I'm not worried about the wide receivers this year. But comment below. Let me know what you think about the wide receiving core. Let me know what you think about who's going to make the team, who's not going to make the team, odd man out, all that good stuff. I'll see you tomorrow. I got a ton more content for you. I'm going to finish up the AFC East rankings. And then Thursday, Tua on Tyreek Hill's podcast, going to be talking about that. A lot of content for you. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. But a lot of you guys have, and I greatly appreciate that. We're almost at 34,000. Road to 40K. Let's go, boys. I'll do another giveaway. But other than that, guys, love you. See you soon. But like usual, stay classy. Vince up.